Bless you. Go. Have a good day. Good morning. Happy Monday.
That dog like me, man.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Mary Jane, come here. Go ahead. Girl. See, now she was hesitant about that one. But usually, you know, or she's ready to go. She's ready to pounce and prowl. But then she double checks. She's silly. Silly girls. Go. So it said 57 degrees when I was leaving, but the high is 78. Morning, fellas. Have a good day. That's a lot of damn work. Be careful. You see that baby? You see that baby? Yeah, they're working the whole block. Wait. Go. Hey, babies. Hey, baby. That new little shepherd puppy, he's a monster. Go. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah, so it was 56. 57, which one? Hey, babies. Hey, babies. 56 or 57, but the high was 78. And then hourly, it said in like an hour, you know, it was going to actually start warming up. So so I wore my short sleeve, what you call it, shirt, and in the sun, it's quite warm, but then in the shade, it is a bit chilly. But everybody we passed so far is still in long coats or long sleeves. And again, like right here in this sunny area, the sunny little walk through the red light here, it's warm. Hey, kitty. Right there. Stay. Go. We cheated. We cheated the red light. Back to the old park. Oh. Oh. Mary Jane, come on. Come on. Sit here. Dink. Dink. Come on. Dink. Dink. Come on. You gotta sit right here. You gotta sit, Dink. You're supposed to sit over here. Stay right here. Stay. You gotta stay. I'm watching you. You gotta stay. Sit down. Dink. You too. Stay. Wait. There. Get over there and sit down. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. Right here. Come here. Sit down. Hey, Jane. Come on. You gotta sit. You gotta wait. You gotta sit right here. Sit down. They see you. They see you. Sit down. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. Stay. Wait. Go. Take a good look around the park, and it's pretty dead and secluded, except for there's a couple handfuls of kids over at the soccer field over there. And you know, that's a somebody over there. I don't see them with a dog though, unless the dog is running around without, not near them. But I see a person, but I don't see a dog. But also, so I grew up in a couple different states, and California is the only state that like promoted soccer. Other states they kind of supported and promoted, but not like California, along with like the Hispanic community. And then because I say that, what's really screwed up about like the sport or sports is American football. You have pads, and you have helmets, and you have an oblong or whatever. It's not even oblong, really. I guess it is kind of oblong shaped, but ball, and and then certain types of rules that go along with it. But then you have soccer, and then you have rugby, and those are in other like continents or countries or whatever, different sports, and they're completely different sports. like football and rugby and soccer, they're all three completely different sports. In a way, if you look at them, rugby is the sport that is like both of them combined. It's soccer and football combined. But my point is in certain countries or whatever, especially where rugby is, they call it football. And then in like a lot of like Hispanic or whatever countries and stuff, they call soccer football. And and it's odd and weird because it's not I mean, you know, it's not right. And then you know, because some people, like, let's say from some Hispanic countries or whatever, Latin countries or, you know, whatever, they say, oh, we're going to play football. And then, you know, like, I want to say normal people, or just, in a way, more educated people, they're like, okay, let's play football. And so, you know, they bring helmets and pads, and then somebody that, you know, barely speaks English, yada yada, in a Latin country, whatever, they bring a soccer ball. It's like, I think they want to play football. Yes, this is football. You know, but again, in reality, it's not. And then same with like the rugby. But rugby, again, some people or whatever will call it, let's play football. And some people will say, let's play soccer. And then again, it's neither. It's rugby. You know, so it's like, I call it, in a way, like sheer ignorance. But whatever, because again, soccer is soccer. You don't use your hands, you use your feet, and you try to kick it into a net, or whatever. Football, you don't necessarily use your feet, you use your hands, and you smash and tackle people. You know, it's not like soccer. You don't do that in soccer. But in rugby, again, it's like soccer, but you use your hands and you can kick the damn thing, etc., and you tackle, etc., but you don't wear pads, you know. And so is but again, it's three. Those are three different sports. They're not the same. Period. There's no way, again, you can call football soccer when it's not soccer, you know, and vice versa, and so on, you know, but whatever. But I used to play soccer when I lived in California growing up, again, because that was the thing. But also, California, like in schools, elementary, middle, and then high school, and then college, of course. But then high school, they started had football teams. But up until high school, all the grades and schools, it was flag football and no pads, you know, just shorts, whatever, and then, you know, you wore a little belt or whatever with flags velcroed onto them, two on the side and one in the back, and again, so I went from California school, junior high school, let's say, playing flag football in junior high school, middle school, whatever, and went to another eastern state on the East Coast, and hell, in elementary and junior high, they had football teams, and and it was football. It wasn't flag football. It was football. They had pads and and teams and helmets, and it was actual football. But then I learned more that it was like funding and insurance, let's say. And so funding and insurance, they couldn't have or people, kids, smashing each other, what I'm saying, wearing pads and smashing each other. But also with like that, with school board or whatever regulations and stuff, they had in the same schools I'm talking about, one on the East Coast, California, one on the West Coast, West Coast, California, one on the East Coast. The West Coast schools had full band. They had full band like instruments and stuff. They had guitars, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, all types of whatever kind of guitars. Practice like guitars and stuff or whatever, beginners and stuff, yada yada. Then they had full drum sets, like full actual drum kits and stuff that like drummers would play. And then the East Coast, again, their funding or whatever and blah blah, it was all for sports and stuff. Their music on the East Coast, you were lucky, and if you were in like a band, to get like that particular instrument that you were in a band for or whatever, you had to buy your instruments, because the state or the schools and stuff didn't have that particular type of instrument to offer to play with. And again, in order to, you wanted to play the flute, you kind of had to buy a flute, or like even a piccolo, and so forth. But in California, again, it was all accessible, as far, again, for musicians or for music. But again, the gym and the sports, it was all again different, again, because you might get hurt or just another thing, especially when it came to football, which always, honestly, it always, I always questioned it, because it was always, I don't know, it was always a thing. But then again, that's how like the schools were different. And again, it's weird, like teaching, with the teachers and teaching, because now how does she have those dogs in that? She's got the dogs in the pitcher's in the pitcher's cage, or whatever you call it. And I don't know how she got them in there, of course, unless they left the gate open. But yeah, she just let one looks like a Keeshond and one looks like a husky, but they could both be huskies, or they could both be husky Keeshonds. And the Keeshond, though, if I was gonna have like a husky dog or whatever, I would want the Keeshond. But from what I've known and seen and encountered, I was looking for a different word, but with the Huskies, they're like, what's that one dog? They're unpredictable, kind of. And and that's just, again, what I've seen and learned and experienced. I don't know, again, if like me with Mary Jane, if she would have been a husky and we would have, grown together and she learned stuff, etc., growing up, she might have a different attitude and temperament if she were a husky. But again, I don't know, because I'm trying to think of that one dog, and it's not the pit bull, because everybody's like the pit bull, but what dog is it? But so this dog can show no signs of like aggression, etc., and so on, and be loving and be, I don't know, a good dog or whatever. But then somehow, some way, some reason, get I don't know, wild hair or defensive or something, and just be vicious. And again, I don't know. I'm not 100% on that, but well. Give me this one. Hey, baby. Give me this one. Dinky. Come on. And but also though, I've heard, I've never seen a video or experienced it myself, or witnessed it in any type of way. And again, mostly like, let's say a video. The Malinois, I've heard, they're also like prone to get fed up or something and bite their owner. Oh no. And oh. And and when Mary Jane, when she first started getting older and getting more and getting kind of a little more aggressive, of course not with me, not with the pack leader, but as she again getting a little older here, getting a little older, again a little more aggressive with other pups and stuff, because she's so submissive, and but so she does that again, that snarl. She'll do that snarl, or that I guess it's snarl. Curl her upper lip up, and show those teeth, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, she's vicious, or she's being vicious, and those are birds. And so when I first saw that though, I was like, oh mercy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. And then but then I tested her, with me, of course, because I'm the daddy, and so I tested her, and she's not gonna bite me. Well, again, in me, I don't know if somebody else tests her, what I'm saying, if she'll be aggressive and stuff, but with me, and it could be, period, but with me, she's pretty much, this one, she's pretty much just kind of trying to, portray, trying to show, like, hey, I could be big, I could be a mean girl, what I'm saying, but and of course I've made her do it and tested her upon it many times after that. Again, I think it's cool how she does her snarl look, and when she's trying to act like like she's bad, like she's a tough girl, like she's a big tough girl. Give me the ball.